When it comes to investing and aiming at a high profit, many turn to single stocks, to funds or to bonds. Well, high returns also lie elsewhere, for instance in art. But obviously not all that shines is gold. Here to discuss where and how you can make a profit when investing in art is Sossy Dikijian, art director at Dubai-based gallery Art Space, which is specialized in the promotion of contemporary Middle Eastern art and artists. Hi Sossy, welcome to the show.
Hi, how are you?
Tell us which art generates the highest returns. What do you think?
There's quite a few. There's Egyptian art, Lebanese art, Saudi art is really on the rise nowadays. Even Iranian art is doing fantastic within the art market.
How, as an investor, can I tell which art will be worth more in the future and where will the value stay the same? Is there something I can tell that by?
You know, it's really about education. You need to go to galleries, you need to go to museums, see what's going on in the art world, in the art market, see how things are being, sold, whether it's in auctions or what's in demand. So you really need to get a feel of the art market, with not just within the region, but internationally. And usually that sort of sets apart what would be good or what would be bad. That's usually art collectors are very well informed of what's going on in the art scene.
The majority of people are no art experts. Is it wisely, if I want to invest in art, to consult an expert?
Absolutely. People come to galleries, to art consultants, there are dealers, they go to representatives at auction houses as well, and art fairs all around the world. So there's nothing wrong with asking and seeing what is the best sort of investment, what they should collect, and depending on each person's taste, they have a different style, so it doesn't necessarily mean what's being sold, fabulously in the world is going to be sold the same way to another client.
What are the main do's and don'ts when investing in art?
Well, you have to buy art that you love. That's number one thing that you have to do, and you have to believe in the art. You can't just automatically assume that whatever you're buying is going to generate a profit. You really have to love it and believe in it, and do your research as well.
And what's a don't?
A don't is, art, it's a little bit difficult, especially if you're if you love art. But if you're going to invest in something, then definitely do your research. If you don't, then if you're going to buy something just because your friend bought it, or this is what's it's the fashion right now to buy that particular sort of art because all your friends or other investors are buying it, then it's that's a don't, definitely.
You just said it, fashion. What is the current trend among art investors these days?
It varies. Contemporary, definitely. There's a lot of very conceptual work that's going on, stuff that you might not even understand, people can't relate to, but it sort of allows you to think about what the art is saying, what the artist is saying, and particularly it's targeted to what is going on in the world. So a lot of things we don't understand in art, so it's kind of a lot of the world issues we don't understand what's going on too. So it goes with what's happening in the world. Artists are very intuitive with that.
How is investing in international art different from investing in local art, like Middle Eastern art?
Well, international art, it's different because the recognition of international art has been there for so long, for hundreds and hundreds of years, whereas the Middle Eastern art market is still very, very new. It's only been around for 10 years. So imagine 10 years Middle Eastern art, international art, since it's in history books. So that kind of gives you an idea. But slowly but surely, the Middle Eastern art is getting there.
On someone with a small salary or budget, are there also opportunities for that person?
Absolutely. There's a lot of artists that reproduce their artworks into prints, so that's more affordable rather than buying a painting that's worth a lot of money. Let's say ranges between $20,000 to $50,000 to $100,000.
But does a print gain value over the years?
It does, yes, it does. It does. I mean, it's not to say that the next day you go and automatically assume that you have a profit over it, but within the years, definitely.
Where can I trade art? Do I need to go to an auction house, to an art gallery? And if I bought something, where do I sell it again?
If you bought something, you can either sell it through the gallery, depending on if the gallery does that. Auction house is your best bet. And to art dealers, you never know who's looking for something that you ended up grabbing back in years ago, and they just happen to really like that piece. So you really have to target auction houses, galleries, and consultants / art dealers as well.
What about online houses like eBay for art?
If it's something that is pretty valuable, then I wouldn't advise on it. But it's you never know. People buy the strangest and most beautiful things online, so it could work. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, Sossy.
Thank you.
Wonderful for having you today. Have a good weekend. And now it's time to take a look at the GCC markets, which ended lower today. Coming up now, let's take a look at various currencies against the dirham, followed by the price of oil and precious metals. Well, that's it from the business desk. You can contact us at news@city7tv.com. Up next, Laura Buckwell is back with the news.